Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is lecture number 34th. The name of the paper is Literary Criticism 1. The name of the book is On the Sublime by Longinus. The topic is the sources of sublimity. There are 5 sources of sublimity. We have now finished the first source, the power of forming grand conception. Now we will discuss in this lecture the second source of sublimity, that is intense passions and emotions. This lecture is specifically for the students of BS English 5th semester GDC Pavi, and it is also for the students of those colleges which are affiliated with Abdul Wali Khan University. The second source of sublimity is the intense emotions and passions. We have already discussed in the first source, as we have discussed, the first source is the power of forming grand conception. In that section, we discussed that the power of forming grand conception and the intense emotions and passions, they are inseparable. When you go deeper into the understanding of reality, when you get closer to the reality, your emotions are aroused. So this power of forming grand conception is going deep under the surface, and as you go deep under the surface, the passions and emotions are aroused until you become one with the one. The same thing applies here. Intense emotions and passions are very important, because without passions and emotions, if you say something and in which your emotions and your passions are not allowed, are not included, you become artificial. So this source of sublimity is also a gift of nature, and just like the first one, it cannot be acquired, it cannot be learned, it is given to you by nature. A section about this source is missing in On the Sublime by Longinus, and some scholars believe that he might have written a separate treatise about this, separate essay about this. However, the fact remains that some section of about this passions and emotions, the second source of sublimity, is missing. We know, as we have discussed earlier, that imagination gives understanding, and once we understand things, they arouse enthusiasm, they arouse our emotions. And the greater our understanding and insight is, the greater is the enthusiasm and emotion. Previously, we have discussed this and we have said that as we go deeper into this, deeper into the reality, our emotions are increased, and we become more enthusiastic and more emotional. Wordsworth believes that writing poetry is actually discharging this emotion and passion, which is the second source of sublimity. That is, when we write poetry, these two things, emotions and passions, are the same thing, almost the same thing. They are released and they are discharged in a poem. And therefore, he defines poetry as the overflow of powerful feelings. That is, we have powerful feelings. We are filled with those feelings so much that they overflow, but they overflow without any struggle, without any forced thing. They overflow automatically, and therefore, poetry is this overflow of powerful feelings which is done automatically. Um, these emotions and passions are important. These aroused. These emotions and passions are aroused when the poet has the deeper insight, understanding, the deeper insight of the truth. When the true knowledge of the nature of the things is revealed to the poet, uh, this is done when he goes deeper, uh, when he gets deeper insight, and as a result, he gets the true knowledge of the nature of things, and his emotions are aroused without the true knowledge, without the knowledge of the nature of things. Sublimity cannot be achieved. It cannot be achieved without passions, without emotions, strong passions, and understanding um, of the thing, of the poetry, of the idea. That is very important. So you can see now the definition of Wordsworth, that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, but these feelings are aroused as we go deeper into the truth. They increase as we go from deep to deeper areas of the truth. Shakespeare, let's talk about him. If Shakespeare did not understand jealousy, understanding is important for arousing the passions, and understanding comes if you use your imagination. Shakespeare used his imagination, and he understood the emotion of jealousy and how it affects different people, how it affects Othello. He could not have written Othello if he had not understood the emotion of jealousy and how it affects the people. Shakespeare, first of all, identified himself with Othello, and then, becoming Othello, he wrote the drama. So the poet must not have superficial knowledge of these emotions. They must have deep knowledge of these emotions, and only then can they understand. And after the understanding, the emotions are aroused. So it is quite a short lecture. इसको उर्दू में कर लेते हैं. ये दूसरा सोर्स है सिबिलिटी का, कि अगर इंटेंस इमोशंस और पैशंस होंगी पोइट में, तो वो ग्रैंड पोइट्री, सबलाइम पोइट्री लिख सकेगा. और पहली क्वालिटी सब्लिमिटी के लिए जो ज़रूरी थी, पावर ऑफ फॉर्मिंग ग्रैंड कंसेप्शन, ये भी नेचुरल है. और ये एबिलिटी इंटेंस इमोशंस और पैशंस वाली, ये भी कुदरती है. ये आप सीख नहीं सकते, नेचर आपको देता है. ये भी कहा जाता है कि इसके बारे में, पैशंस के बारे में कुछ चैप्टर था जो कि मिसिंग है लॉन्जाइनस की किताब से. उसमें नज़र उससे गायब हो गया है, ज़ाया हो गया है. स्कॉलर्स का ख्याल ये है कि उसने सेपरेट इस पे एक ट्रीटीज लिखी है. हाउएवर फैक्ट यही है कि ये मिसिंग है उससे. तो इमेजिनेशन जो है ये हमें समझ अता करता है, और जब समझ अता हो जाती है और हम चीज़ को समझ जाते हैं, हम उसके क्लोज हो जाते हैं, तो ये इमोशंस अराउज करता है. हमने ये पॉइंट पिछले लेक्चर्स में क्लियर किया था कि जूं आप ट्रूथ के करीब जाते हैं, आपके इमोशंस अराउज होते हैं. जूं आप अल्लाह ताला की क़ुर्बत हासिल करते हैं, तो आपके जज्बात, अच्छे जज्बात, ये अराउज होते हैं. इंथुजियाज्म अराउज होता है. जितना इनसाइट ये ग्रेट होगा, उतनी ग्रेटर इंथुजियाज्म होगी, उतनी ग्रेट आपकी पोइट्री होगी. वर्ड्सवर्थ इसीलिए वो कहता है कि जो पैशंस हैं यही असल में डिस्चार्ज होते हैं जब हम एक नज़म को लिखते हैं, पोएम को लिखते हैं, तो उसमें ये पैशंस निकलते हैं. क्योंकि पोइट्री के डेफिनेशन उसके मुताबिक यही है कि ये पावरफुल इमोशंस का ओवरफ्लो है, और ये स्पॉन्टेनियस होता है, खुद ब खुद होता है. ये इमोशंस अराउज्ड तब होते हैं जब आपको डीपली समझ आती है, आप अंदर जाते हैं ट्रूथ के अंदर, और ट्रू नॉलेज ऑफ नेचर ऑफ थिंग्स सीखते हैं, तो फिर ये इमोशंस अराउज होते हैं. इसके बगैर सब्लिमिटी मुमकिन नहीं है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग के बगैर और स्ट्रांग इमोशंस के बगैर. अगर शेक्सपियर ने जेलसी को ना समझा होता, तो ओथेलो जो कि जेलसी पे बेस्ड ड्रामा है, वो कैसे लिख सकता था? वो खुद ओथेलो में घुसा, उसको ओथेलो की पहले समझ आई, तो उसके बाद इसने लिखा. तो इसकी सुपरफिशियल नॉलेज से काम नहीं चलेगा. ये छोटा सा लेक्चर था, लेकिन मैं चाहता था कि हम ये अलग अलग पॉइंट्स कर लें. ये 5 सोर्सेज हैं सब्लिमिटी के, तो ये दूसरा सोर्स हुआ. और पहला और दूसरा सोर्स जो है, ये दोनों सोर्सेज गिफ्ट ऑफ नेचर हैं. ये आप سیکھ نہیں سکتے، اس کی انہینسمنٹ ہو سکتی ہے، ڈیولپمنٹ ہو سکتی ہے۔ تھینک یو اینڈ گڈ لک۔